This is the Homecoming with the Downing Brothers podcast, where we talk about real estate, business, and financial literacy. They live by the motto, dream, plan, execute. Your host, Anthony and Anton Downing.
Welcome to Homecoming with the Downing Brothers. This is Anthony. This is Anton. Who do we have today, brother? Resa Luster. Are you talking about Resa Luster of the Luster family? That one. I remember when we was growing up, and we used to see like the pink bottle when our mom would go to the beauty supply store, and or even in like Walgreens or some places like that. And I'm like, this was like a staple. It was that product. It was a couple of products, but pink stood out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you knew what that meant as far as moisturizing your hair and all this, that, and the other. So, it's great to have history sitting here before us.
I know. And you're like, what, the third generation? Because this is like an ongoing thing over many, I want to say like 4 decades.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 decades. So,
all
right, so this is Homecoming. So we need to start off proper like. We need all the homies to know exactly where your home is. Where are you from? And when you were growing up, this is almost obvious. What was your exposure to real estate, business, and financial literacy growing up?
So, hi, I'm Resa B Luster. I grew up in Chicago. My family's from the South Side. Real estate, as far as I can remember, we've always owned property. My family has always taught us to invest in property over materialistic things because of the value. Obviously, it tends to increase rather than decrease.
Right.
Yeah.
And then business, I guess let's delve into that. What was your exposure to the family business when you were growing up?
Oh, my God, the family business. So I want to say that my parents did a great job of making sure my siblings and I, and my cousins as well, were very humble. Growing up, I don't think we were aware of the family business that we came from. So when we would go see my father at Lusterland, we were literally seeing my father. We were told as kids to acknowledge everybody who works at Lusterland. So if you work in our manufacturing facility to our front offices, we acknowledge every single person. I remember one time my mom took us up to Luster, and we were just so excited to see my father. I don't know if we got our report cards. No, I wanted to run to see him about that. But no, that's probably my siblings, and I probably wanted to sit in the car like, I ain't going. No, just kidding. I remember one time my mom took us to Luster, and we ran into the company to see our father, and my mom was like, "What are you three doing? Get back here." I'm one of three. I'm a stair step. And we were like, "What's wrong? We're trying to see Dad." She's like, "Get in the car." And we're like, "Get in the car?" She's like, "Did you acknowledge everybody that you walked past?" And we were like, "No, we're trying to see Dad." Like, we're little kids. We didn't know any better. And she was like, "Do you know the people that work at this company are responsible for the food on your table, the clothes on your back?" So they taught us to be very humble. And I don't feel like a lot of African-American families that have been successful are teaching their kids to do that. So with us being taught that at such a young age, we all love to give back to the community.
Right.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit later in the episode. So tell us give us a little bit of history about Luster, about Luster products and what the products provide, and just tell the homies out there, because everybody's not from Chicago. Like, if you're from Chicago, you heard of Luster for sure. Yeah, but for everybody who's not from Chicago, what are Luster products?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys the story how the company was founded.
Okay.
My grandfather's from Mississippi. He came up here as a little boy. He became a barber, and his clients would complain about not having products that would moisturize their hair. So this is a man that only went to school up to the 6th grade.
Wow.
Okay, and we've been in business for over 60 years now. So talk about a strong legacy.
Right.
So his clients would complain about, their hair being dry, itchy scalp, them wanting to grow their hair. So he started mixing ingredients together in his barbershop. And he passed the products along to his clients.
Right.
And then from there, a buzz around town just grew. And out of nowhere, he started driving the products around the Chicagoland area and selling them out of his car. And then from there, Luster Products was born. His dream was not to become a rich man. It was to make sure that he gave back to his community. There was a need, and he was like, well, shit, if nobody else is going to fill the need, I'm the one to do it. I don't know if I'm supposed to curse, but my bad. So that's how Luster Products came about. To this date, we manufacture at our headquarters in Chicago, which sits on 17 acres of land. And Thank you. And on the south side. And we also have an aerosol plant in Blue Island. We also formulate at Lusterland. My uncle is over our R&D department, and he's a chemist himself.
Okay.
He's Freddie the second. My grandfather is Freddie Sr. My dad is our president CEO, so he oversees all the business sides of Luster. And my aunt, who just she's retired, but she still comes to work because it's a family hustle.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So she still comes to work. She still like rolls her sleeves up. It's like, what do y'all need me to do? I mean, it's amazing. My grandfather actually still has 2 brothers that are in the business that I sit in meetings with like every other Monday when we go over top level management stuff. It's truly a family business. I love the dynamic. We have our moments, but one thing I can say about us Lusters is we are very passionate. It's not about the money. It's about fulfilling my grandfather's dream and wish. And the fact that we've been able to carry it on for so long is phenomenal. And I'm very appreciative for my family for that. It's a group effort, and it's because of the public. You know, we can't buy our own products every day and sustain, you know. So I appreciate everyone out there who supported us throughout the years.
Right. And you can find what Luster is everywhere in the United States, right?
Well, actually, we're in over 60 countries.
Whoa. You talking about an international family-owned business.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yes.
I did not realize. I mean, I kind of figured that you would be like in North America or in the Caribbean, but you're talking about like, so people in the UK are
Absolutely. We have an office in the UK.
Luster has an office in the UK.
I've never been to the office. I've never been to Europe.
Oh,
I know. Isn't that crazy? No,
okay,
our
I'm sure that's on the list.
That is on the list. That is on the list. Yes.
Wow. That's where else do you have offices?
That's it. We used to have an office in South Africa, but that closed down.
Okay.
So now just Chicago, Blue Island, and in the UK.
Okay. Why is the UK important? Why is that office there?
Because there are people that look just like us over there, you know? So we want to make sure, I mean, social media is phenomenal. We have people from Brazil, from, Africa. Like when we launch new products, it's not as easy. How could I explain this? There are different regulations over there than there are here, and vice versa. So when we launch something domestically, we have to wait several months to a year to open it up to be available overseas to a store. So we have people that DM our social media page, email our customer service email address, whatever, and they're like, I've seen these products online, I want to try it. But it's just important for us to cater to those of African descent.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. Yeah. That's I mean, man, I just feel like proud to know that your family, that this business exists at all.
Yeah.
You know, I never really thought too deeply about it. It's always been a thing for us, and maybe it's because we're from Chicago, we think it's always been a thing for us because we're from Chicago, but no, it's much larger than that. Right. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've always seen the pink bottle. You know what I'm saying?
And it's still the top seller. Like, some people will be at trade shows and we'll have it out because we take it everywhere we go because it's just so iconic. And people are like, oh, I used to use it. I'm like, well, why'd you stop using it? Oh, because I just wanted to try something new. Didn't you say your hair was dry? Girl, if you don't buy this product and use it. And it's like, oh my God, I love it. And it's doing really well, actually, for braided styles because that synthetic braiding hair dries the mess out of your natural hair. So the formula really gets in there, keeps your hair moisturized and hydrated so women don't have to cut the hair off because it's damaged after wearing, the trendy braided styles.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I love that part that you said about like your uncle being a chemist in the R&D department.
Oh yeah.
So basically, he went to school to become a chemist so that he can invest, yet again into your company.
Oh yeah, and my father my grandfather, like I said, only went to school up to 6th grade. My father went to undergrad and majored in business management and turned around and got his master's from Northwestern University, his MBA, for the business as well. So, I mean, yeah.
I 100% get that. Like our grandfather on our father's side, he went to World War II, never finished high school. He got his GED. I remember him getting his GED when we were kids. Right. This was like the late 80s. And we went to his GED program because he had to prove to himself, even though he had worked for 30 years for the post office after World War II, he still needed to show himself that he can do it.
Yep.
And he was very proud that his grandchildren all had bachelor's and master's degrees and all.
it was a thing, and I was happy to be able to do that for him.
Yeah, I was happy. I was really happy for him, and we were so young, but I understood the importance of that. So let me ask you about back to you though, when you were going through high school, at what point did you say, I'm going to join the family business, or that I'm going to, get my education and so that I can participate in the business? How did that work?
The best thing, and I preach this if you have a family business, or if you want to start one, if you want to start your own brand and you want to have kids down the line, don't force your kids into the business. Don't even bring it up, because I have noted my family never did that. Their thing was follow your dreams, follow your passions, and that worked out for us. So the 5 of us were never like, oh, well, when we finish high school or we finish college, we're going to go into the business. No, it was, I'm not working there. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. So when you're given that type of flexibility from your family, that really helps you hone in on who you want to be. The people I know who are pressured into family businesses, they end up leaving. They resent their family. We still get together on Thanksgiving, on Christmas. We don't celebrate Kwanzaa, but if we did, basketball tournaments for my baby cousin Carter and Cortez, we could still get together and have fun outside of the office. You know what I'm saying? I think it's largely because we weren't pressured into the business from when we were yay high. That's my belief.
So when you went off to school, where'd you go to school?
I ended up.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to OPRF, Oak Park River Forest.
Okay. All right.
So I went there, and I went to King for a little bit too. And then college, I graduated from Columbia College Chicago.
Okay, Columbia College Chicago. So when you were at Columbia, was that with the family business in mind?
So no, I actually was in a media buying class, and I had an African American professor, and she did the what do you call it? Not the roll call, but the attendance for the class or whatever. And she was like, Luster, are you part of the family? I'm like, yeah. And then she just was not, she just went on to be calm, and after she had some words with me. And then as the semester went on, she started asking everybody in the class, what do you want to do when you graduate? Here I go. Well, I want to go into beauty or fashion. I really love beauty. And she was looking at me crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to move to New York and work for some, cosmetic beauty company. And she was looking at me so crazy. So after one class, she was like, have you ever thought about going into your family's business? And I was like, wait, what? No, that never crossed my mind. But I love beauty and fashion. So I think my last semester of school, for sure, it was my last semester of school, my dad asked if I wanted to intern at Luster. But prior to that, one thing the Luster family does is teach you how to hustle. In college, I worked in retail. I worked for the college as well. I had internships at a PR agency. I also had an internship at the head of NB Financial Bank in marketing. So, I got my hands a little wet. I didn't go anywhere full-time after graduating, but I still was active in trying different things. I knew banking wasn't for me. The money was great, but I knew it wasn't for me. So, just being given that opportunity to go explore, and even working in retail. As a kid, at 16, I was like, oh, I was going to work in retail. That's what I do when I grow up. Yeah, no. You could not make me fold another T-shirt in retail. But, that experience teaches you to humble yourself, too, and
you got to see how the other side lives.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's take a segue right here, and let's talk about the definition of the day.
The definition of the day is family-owned business. A family-owned business may be defined as any business in which 2 or more family members are involved in the majority of ownership or control lies within a family. Family-owned businesses may be the oldest form of business organizations. Farms were an early form of family business in which what we think of today as the private life and work life intertwining. In urban settings, it was once normal for a shopkeeper or a doctor to live within the same building in which he or she worked. And family businesses often helped with the business family members often helped with businesses as needed.
Right. So I think that the whole family business dynamic is advantageous. It's where you can find your first business partners. Me and my brother, we're a family business. We're working together. We're building a brand. We're building a real estate portfolio.
Right.
We're building a way for us to help people and educate people.
Right.
So I think in our community in particular, I think some people kind of run away from the family as opposed to realizing that you have assets within the family. You can build things together.
Right. That's
and in
why
other races, they stick together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's why it's such an inspiration to see your family have several generations running a very strong product that has great name recognition.
Yeah. I think a word that's been thrown around a lot these past couple of years, generational wealth. And generational wealth, really, you don't have generational wealth unless you have a second generation that has actually started to benefit from the work of the previous generation, and people in the family working together to make it all happen. So it's exciting to actually be in your presence, one of the Luster family, with the products in front of us.
You have to give that credit to my grandfather, my father, my uncle, my aunt. They really have paved the way for us third generation to come in, and learn the family business and elevate and introduce new ideas and things of that nature, to them. So it's really cool.
we stand on their shoulders. I mean, all of us are here, but not just because we were just born great and just poof, we were here. It's because we had people, our parents, our grandparents, our community, they're making these opportunities for us. But it is on us to take advantage of what our families have provided for us.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. And so I got a homecoming event. I found this article in the Business Insider. This talked about the 21 biggest family-owned businesses in the world. And these are not your average mom and pop companies.
Not at all.
In a report on family businesses, this Credit Suite introduced the CS Global Family 900 Universe, a database of the 920 largest family-owned companies in the world. Companies on the list are publicly traded with market capitalizations of at least $1 billion, as well as family-owned stakes of at least 20%. There's 920 family-owned businesses in the that
have billion-dollar valuations.
That's crazy.
Right. So, I mean, there's goals. There are goals, but they're also more than goals, though. I think sometimes we look at a goal and say, oh, that's amazing. It'll be great for somebody to get there. But they're also the blueprint. What are these companies doing that are different from other companies that are long gone?
Right.
I mean, I'm assuming that these 920 families too are on their third or fourth generation.
And do you know how many family businesses, what percentage makes it to the third or fourth generation?
No.
Yes.
It couldn't be a large percentage at all.
12%.
Wow.
12%.
Right. I mean,
makes it to the third generation.
Makes it to the third generation.
That's extraordinary.
And if we try to hone in on ethnic-owned companies, I don't even know how small that number is.
Right. So there's an example, and I think to myself, if you're not from a family that's on the second or the third or fourth generation, you got to be the generation that sets the example.
Yes, absolutely.
For all the homies out there, if you're listening to this, you're riding around right now. Are you going to be that first generation that creates this generational wealth for your family?
And I don't think that to start a successful business, you don't have to go to Harvard. You don't even got to go to Howard. You just have to have a passion. And you can't go into it like, oh, I'm doing this so I could get rich quick. That never works.
No.
You just follow your passion and then eventually look at, Tyler Perry.
Right.
He was living out of his own car. Now look at him in Atlanta. He has his own studio that takes up I don't even know how much land.
Right.
But just follow your dream. No matter what it is. It could be walking up and down the street doing something creative. I don't know. But just follow your dream. And you're going to have haters that say it's not worth it. But just follow your dream. My grandfather, I couldn't imagine in that time being a black man with a successful business.
Right.
And Luster was founded in 1957. Do you know what all odds he had against him?
Right.
You know? So, I mean, just follow your dream. Right now, we live in an age where we're fortunate to have opportunities that, our ancestors didn't. So we just have to take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, even my fiance, Ross Mack, I'm proud of him. This is someone who went to an Ivy League school and he worked on Wall Street and, he's just like, babe, I'm not happy. I want to do my own thing. Me, because of my family's business, I was able to say, do it. And he's had much success because of it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Ross Mack, man. We appreciate what Ross Mack is doing as far as financial literacy. It's important to be able to give back. So
absolutely.
I mean, between the two of you guys are a powerhouse couple. You know, a powerhouse couple. I love to see it. Seriously.
Thank you.
We hope to make it on the second or third tier invitations list. You know.
Yeah. Can we at least make the waiting list? Can we get on the waiting list?
Oh, you guys are funny.
Yeah. So I really love what you represent, what your family represents, and I mean, you've chosen well with Ross, and you're going to be creating another generation that gets to benefit from what you guys are doing.
Right.
And I think you said it right. Being passionate about what you're doing and being a servant. You need to serve. Like
100%.
It can't be like, I just need to pull from this community or pull from these resources. You got to
give back.
You got to give back.
And there's too many of our people that do make it and they don't want to look back. You can't do that. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. My grandfather one day was looking out over the company parking lot, and my Aunt Doris, who is my father's executive administrative assistant, she's my play aunt, but she's like my real aunt. I love her to death. She walked up to my grandfather and was like, "Mr. Luster, is everything okay?" And he was like, "Everything's phenomenal. Look at all the cars in the parking lot." He was like, "Do you know people are able to send their kids to school, buy homes, afford cars now because of Luster?
Right.
This isn't about me. I got to give back."
Right.
You know, and even with that, we've built 17 drinking wells in Ghana. We give back to the American Cancer Society, La Rabita's Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So many more. Social Works Foundation. We are so big through our foundation and giving back to the community. So it's not like we going to the bank like, okay, we got to check. No, who needs it?
Right.
How can we give back?
That's big.
And if we can't give back monetarily,
I just feel like, that's amazing.
I love that energy.
Yeah. And if we can't give back monetarily, hey, can we pull up and give the homeless haircuts, makeovers? Can we, style them? We'll go to the thrift store. We'll wash the clothes. We'll give it to them. Like, how can we help? So very blessed to come from a family that has that mentality. Very blessed.
Hey, that is a royal way of living. That's what I just heard. Royalty. Because to me, being royal isn't to be rich. Being royal is to give to the community that you serve. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your family. I mean, it's really amazing to hear all these things.
For real.
And for you to come on this platform and talk about it. I mean, look at this Luster's S-Curl.
S-Curl free flow.
I'm looking at this instant moisturizer. I want to use this right now.
Here we go.
Without further ado.
Please, it's formulated by chemists that look like us, that understand our hair
needs.
needs.
Shield you from the side.
I don't care if it hits me. I know the ingredients are good. I know the ingredients are good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead.
See, easy, and this was designed for those guys like yourself. Easy, low maintenance, just spray and go. Keeps the hair moisturized, especially in the wintertime. Chicago's winter, at least. Yeah,
that's a Luster smell, man. For real.
That's a Luster smell.
It is.
The homies can't smell what you smelling, but hey, they need to go buy a bottle.
It smells really good. Your ladies will like it.
Go ahead and buy a bottle, everybody. Get your for the fellas. Go get that blue bottle, that Luster's S-Curl.
S-Curl free flow, and that's designed for the guys who want the Jimmy Butler kind of look, but you could also use it on your waves if you want to go swimming for days.
Okay.
I just sprayed it on my waves. If y'all listening to this, if y'all saw it on YouTube, y'all saw that. And we should have put that in slow motion,
And actually, with this line, we've partnered with the country's top barbers. So we have celebrity barbers that endorse this line for us on their own, and we work with them. They're actually coming to town this weekend for All Star. Okay. So we have a lot of exciting things around this line and our beer collection
now,
too.
When people endorse it on their own, when it's grassroots like that, it must be the truth.
Yeah, we're not one of the giants. We can't afford to write big checks. Actually, guys, believe it or not, this year Diddy gave us a shout out.
Okay.
We cannot afford Diddy if we tried to get Diddy. I don't want to know how much Diddy would want from me. I would have to sell my condo. But Diddy gave us a shout out on his own.
All right, thanks, Diddy, for the shout out.
Diddy, we love you, Diddy.
Yeah.
He gave us a shout out. Like, he had a whole bunch of products in his bathroom, and he was like, yes, I am a black man. I use Luster's Pink. And I was like, I sent it to the family. I sent it to my coworkers. I'm gonna find the clip and send it to you guys.
All right, send it to us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can add that when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. So now it's time for us to ask you a question right off the top of your head. When you hear the term homecoming, what does that mean to you?
When I hear the term homecoming, I think of like family, and I think of being at peace. I feel like so many of us in this day and age with social media, technology, and like we're just so fast, like we have to find time to be at peace, right? And sometimes that is with family, and it could be blood family, or it could just be close friends that you consider family. But it's so important to be at peace. So when I think of homecoming, like you're at peace, like homecoming peace. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So with that in mind, I need you to dig in the mental crates and think of a time, some kind of homecoming moment for you that was interesting or funny or awkward or whatever you want to define it. Give us a homecoming story.
A homecoming story for me. So I'm very passionate. And I remember there was one time at the office, I disagreed with something. So I go in my dad's office and I'm just livid, Dad, I don't get it. Like, this is supposed to happen. It didn't happen. And he's like, my dad, his demeanor, he's just always so calm. Like, it freaks you out. Like, you could be dying. And he's like, it's okay. And so,
oh, wow.
Right. And I'm like the dramatic child out of the three of us. So, like, I'm just like, Dad. And he's like, T, don't sweat the small stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm at peace now. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff because you know what? We're going to go back and get it right and get whatever out. And it was great. So that was a homecoming moment for me because I went from like 100 to 0.
Right.
You know, and just by him saying, don't sweat the small stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so we're going to move to our homecoming charitable organization or cause that you would like to highlight. So is there... It sounds like there's a lot for you to talk about. But
there's a Luster Foundation. We are always looking to partner with people and donate financially, monetarily, and just to give back. If we can't do it financially, we just like to show up, like get our hands dirty. My sister heard of an organization. Oh my God, Simone, she's so sweet. Moni, we love you. She heard of an organization that was feeding the homeless, and she actually pulled up. Oh my God, my sister is amazing. Pulled up, helped cook the chili. Helped cook the chili for the homeless. She noticed one of the guys had only one shoe on, so she went to a store and bought him some shoes out of her own pocket. Like, wow. So we're just always looking to give back. If you call us, someone from the family will be there. That's the other thing. We don't just send, like, you know, our coworkers. We pull up too.
Right.
You know, yeah. So I mean, we've partnered with everyone from, like I said, La Rabida Children's Hospital, American Cancer Society, Social Works. We've done things internationally as well. We did support the Puff internationally, and that was about a young lady who was in school and wore her hair in a natural state, and the school kicked her out. And so we partnered with her to get her back in school. Oh God, we always give back. And
that happened recently?
No, yes, other ones have the Crown Act that's going on right now. Yeah, but this happened several years back before the Crown Act.
But I feel like it's happening.
It's happening
all over
a lot.
The country, though.
Yeah, it's happening a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Boys and Girls Club, like we always give back. Always give back. Always, and we love it. You know, we love it.
All right, that's great. All right, well. This one has been one for the books. I mean, we talk about family a lot because we are the Downer brothers, right?
And this is a family business.
Yeah, right.
This is a family business.
But to have you on is definitely special, and
thank you.
And I'm so more informed
about what you all are doing. I didn't have any idea. I didn't know the history. I didn't know, exactly how far back it went. I just knew that it had been around since I was born. And to see all the work that your company is doing and your family is doing is just amazing. And we pray that you get another 60 years and a couple more generations that get a chance to participate in what Luster is doing. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you guys.
And let us know the website, IG, all of that stuff for
how
Luster.
can people catch up with you and Luster?
Okay, you could catch up with us everywhere. We're online, so you can follow Luster Pink, Luster S Curl on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're lusterproducts.com, and from there you could go to the brand pages. And me personally, it's Resa B Luster. And if you really want to catch up with us, you can visit Lusterland. We offer tours at no charge of our facility. So we have a lot of schools come in, and just people who are interested about Luster.
Where's Lusterland?
We're located at 1104 West 43rd Street, but you have to call ahead and we have to schedule it.
All right.
But we do take time out to make sure we're exposing our community, our people, to what is possible.
I think
that's great.
Has let's see, my block, my city, my hood, have they ever brought their people over to Lusterland?
Not that I'm familiar with, but they could have. I'll let you guys know.
I want to connect you, with the founder of the organization. He's always looking to show them things in the city.
Perfect.
And we definitely want to come visit ourselves. I want to see it myself.
Come on and meet the family.
All right, great.
And my dog is at Lusterland. He doesn't go in our chemistry lab. He doesn't go in the manufacturing plant. But that was tough too. Like when I talk about change, like when we started bringing a dog to work, like my dad and my aunt and uncle are like, we are black. You do not bring a dog up in the company. But here's the thing. Our coworkers are like, where's Romeo? So he's like the company mascot now. Like I'll go into a meeting, I come back in my office, Romeo has a burger on my desk, and I'm like, okay, Romeo cannot eat burgers, guys. Like, no, but we just want to make sure he was okay. He has dog food, so it's like, like he's the company mascot, and things are a little bit different. Like even our approach, like with digital advertising and social media. So it's great. So come and check us out. We're always looking for interns too as well.
Great. All right, so that concludes this episode of Homecoming with the Downer Brothers, and stay tuned. I have Anthony's After Set. Thanks for joining me for Anthony's After Set. I was listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he had this sermon called Autopsy of a Decade. He asked the question, do you have the courage to examine your past? Before embarking upon a new experience, make sure you evaluate the errors that were made in one's prior. Meaning you have to do self-evaluations. You have to ask yourself, after you've pointed the finger at everyone else in every other situation, were you accountable for your own actions? Did you learn from your failures so that your failures can become lessons? Because if you haven't learned from your experiences, you'll take those same errors, those same failures into your new situation, into your new job, into your new business venture. You'll take all those failures with you if you haven't learned from them and turn them to lessons that will prevent you from having those same mistakes show up in your life again. I need all the homies out there to really, really evaluate what you're doing with your life. When you're sitting there by yourself, meditating, praying, or just really thinking about your past, be accountable for your actions. Learn from your failures, turn them into lessons so that you can live up to your full potential, so that you can dream, plan, and execute. Thanks for listening to Anthony's After Set.
Thank you for tuning in to Homecoming with the Downing Brothers podcast. For more information on how to dream, plan, execute in real estate, business, and financial literacy, visit www.thedowningbrothers.com.